Okay, I was asked the question, how did I end up in the Philippines? And the expats that I talked to, a lot of them have similar answers to this, but I'll give you mine and I'll tell you how I ended up here. There's certain things in life that made it easier for me to do this, and I'll tell you what they are. First of all, both of my parents were dead. While my parents are alive, I try to respect them, I try to see them, visit them, and that would have been harder for me to come here. Also, they would have gave me a hard time about doing this, without a doubt, because anything that I ever did that didn't follow the norm wouldn't have been okay with them. So that one of the issues. Then I got a divorce. Let me straighten that up. And that gave me a wonderful attitude towards the American court system, and that helped a little bit, okay? So I was free that way. I had 4 children. They were all grown. That helped some. And then, a couple of them moved to Hawaii, one of them moved to Tennessee, and one of them lives in Chicago, which is no jump in the park to where I live. And I was spending a lot of time alone. So, first thing, dating sites in America. I went on, 5, 6 different sites over the years. And I had a few dates, and most of the women were retarded, to put it easy. I tend to think that, it's like the old saying, the good ones are already taken. And it got to be where that even on the dating sites, they didn't care even to acknowledge that I had wrote them, and I really wondered why that was. I was in good shape. I had I'll put a picture up here if I can find it. What American women, what they really are interested in when they're a little bit older, and you're not, I don't know what 18-year-old women want, but when they get to be 40, they're interested in your income and where you work and how much you make, and that's their number one priority. I mean, I like to go wine testing, and that's what I do with my weekends, wine testing and blah blah blah. They have no understanding of, I'm retired, I don't work, okay, and I retired at 56, so they have no grip of that. And I changed my age. I put different pictures up there. And the only thing that I'm pretty sure I should have done is change my income and lied about a job just to I would have got their interest. The problem is when you got the date and they figured out it wasn't true, they would have dropped you like a hot rock. So anyway, you got that. And then you got the fact that in America, there's a lot of fat women, okay? It's not attractive. I'm sorry, it's not cool, and it's not you. It's your inability to understand some things. Um, that didn't do anything for me. So I started looking online, and I was looking in Russia, and the Ukraine, and I found a couple of sites, and they're a little pricey. You had to pay a translator for your messages, but pretty much anybody that you write would write you back. And you know, when I paid $15 to have letter translated, and you have to, and I paid for English lessons and things like that, and you send a box of chocolate to this person that you have an online conversation with face to face, but with a translator sometimes. I spent, I don't know, 6 months or more talking with one particular girl, and then I went over to the Ukraine. And that's the thing about online. When you're online, you know, everybody, you can't do it. You can do it online if people are honest, but most people are not honest. And when I got there was just one big bunch of lies. And so that did not work out, and I was not happy about flying to the other side of the world to meet a big lie. You know, I'm not even going to go into all the lies. But anyways, I was disillusioned, and I started thinking, well, the world is still a big place. I'm not ready to give up on women. So I did research on what women in the world make the best wives, and my limited, you know, I did a little research. It said the Philippines was the best. Well, after spending loads of money going to the Ukraine and translating letters for 6 months and blah, 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 I get onto a site. It happens to be Pin of Love is what the name of it is. Anyway, it's $20 for a year. No more hassles, no more bothers, and for the Philippine girls, it's free. They don't have to pay a thing. And I went on there. You looked at the ages. You could pick any age woman that you wanted. I clicked what I thought was reasonable. So every girl I wrote me back. So it was a matter of actually, for the first time in my life, being able to be very choosy and shop for the type of person that I ultimately would like. And that's never happened before in my life. And I don't know how many people experience that. I mean, you can get this, that, and the other thing, but okay, and of course, what they say doesn't mean what they are. Okay, that's to be seen, but so I was very picky as far as I'm concerned. It's what most people, I think most foreigners come, they find a beautiful woman, and they are totally shocked that this beautiful woman is interested in them and will give them the time of day. And they didn't take the time to go beyond the beauty part of it. So yeah, I did. And when you're on the site, it cost me next to nothing. Everybody who I wrote me back. I had to weed these girls out. I'd say 90% of them asked to marry me within the first week, and that's that's pretty much a sign to me that they're out of their mind, okay? And maybe they were completely serious, okay? But for me, you have to know something about me, even if I know everything about you, if you want to marry me. So I flipped them off to the side, and when they asked for money right away, I threw them away. And when I find someone that didn't ask for money, someone who didn't ask to marry me in the first week, and someone who had Christian values, who I thought was true, then I would settle on that and pay more attention to that. But anyway, that's how I ended up into the Philippines. I was screwed by the American court system, which happens to love the females. I'm tired of fat Americans. I'm tired of feminists. Russia, the Ukraine, is just a money-sucking site for people. And a country where they appreciate you being white. They love Americans. Well, they love all foreigners, basically, but you don't get that just anywhere. They love your size. They love the fact that you're going to be. It's the same thing as in America, where they want you to own a company or something in order to get a date with these women, except the fact that their standard is lower. They don't have the feminist attitude. It's just, you cannot beat the Philippines. And of course, it had to be a tropical climate for me to be interested at this particular time, because after the Ukraine, I started looking at Cuba, and I looked at different places, but they weren't as friendly. So anyway, I hope that it gives you some ideas on how you end up here. I could have came here without all the things that I listed, my parents being gone and my boys moving away, and but it made it easier to let go when you've never really been anywhere, and all of a sudden now, boom, you're in your 60s and you're going to travel to the other side of the world to find a wife. That's it takes a little bit, but anyway. Okay, subscribe if you like it, and I hope this gave you some insight.